Folks, we're back. This is Steve Sanson, Stephanie Phillips with another episode of Veterans in Politics. Today we have the Honorable Shelley Berkley, Las Vegas Mayor, and she has a whole list of different other seats that she held, and she could tell you exactly what seats that she held while she's been here in Las Vegas, Nevada. But before we get to our guests, Ms. Phillips.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and thank you to all of our sponsors. We have Simplify Heating and Cooling. Get in touch with them. It is so hot. If you need your system checked, their website is callsimplify.com. Callsimplify.com. We also have Michelle Romero, Henderson's mayor. She's running for re-election, and her website is votemichelleromero.com. Votemichelleromero.com. We also have Cody K. Whipple. He is a congressional candidate for District 4. His website is Cody K for Congress, and that's the number 4, CodyKforCongress.com. Check out his platform. Also, don't forget to grab your copy of Steve's book, How to Navigate Nevada's Family Court System. If you are a family court litigant and you can't afford an attorney and don't have one, grab this book. It's a self-help book, and it will help you navigate that system. You can get a copy on Amazon. It is $14.99, and he will autograph it for you. Also, we have a merch store. It's VIPImerch.com, VIPImerch.com. We have all kinds of fun stuff on there for you to check out. And also, please grab your tickets to the Valentine's Ball. They are on sale for $99 for the next 2 weeks till the end of August. Then the price goes up. We have never sold them this cheap before, and there's a limited amount to go around. So grab those. There's also an opportunity for vendor tables if you want to advertise your campaign, your business, or a nonprofit. You can get that. Also, you can advertise your logo on our program event. So all of that is on that link when you go to get your tickets. We look forward to seeing you guys there. It's not till February 7th of 26, but it'll be here before you know it. Let's see what else. I think I'm forgetting something, but my rant for today. So you guys know every time before we do a show, we put out the flyer a few days ahead of time, and we tell you what guest that we're having on the show. So this time we put out the flyer, and of course it was Mayor Berkley, and somebody posted no blue allowed in Vegas. So I have an issue with that because we are a purple state, number one. Number two, we are a nonpartisan organization, and sometimes we take heat for having Democrats on our show. We have all parties and all candidates on our show. Doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian. We have everyone on the show because we want to educate the public on who's in office, who are in our judicial seats, and who's running. So we put everyone on. So I would really like for people to, instead of judging somebody based on the letter that is behind their name, get to know the person, get to know their character. That's what's important to me, because I see Republicans and Democrats, there are those that lack character. And it doesn't matter what that letter is behind their name. They just lack character, some of them. So we all need to work together. We need to unite. We're all Americans. And I would encourage the legislature to work with the Republicans, and because there's many more Democrats up there than Republicans. Everybody needs to work together. But also the mayor's seat is a nonpartisan seat. And I think people forget that. And a lot of Republicans voted for Shelley. And I think you are doing a fabulous job. Shelley was responsible for getting the VA hospital here. She has worked tirelessly for this community for decades, and she has done a lot for Nevada. And we love her. Steve and I are Republicans, and we don't care that she is a Democrat. We support her and think she's doing a great job. And we thank you for coming on the show.
Well, I appreciate that. And I have to tell you, you guys do play it fair down the middle. I've known you. I've known Steve forever.
Mhm.
I've known you a little shorter amount of time, but it's, you give everybody a fair shake. Where you come down with your endorsements, where you come down with your politics, that's one thing. But I can say without fear of contradiction that when it comes to endorsements and doing what you feel is best and in the interest of the people that are part of Hispanics in politics, you play it straight. And I appreciate that. And, you and I have talked about this a lot over the years. And I think it's just great. That's why I'm here. I appreciate it a lot. And I have to mention TK because she asked me to please give you that book before the rant. And I did it a little early, but TK had a gift for you, for a belated birthday gift signed by Donald Trump. I hand delivered it. And I hope that you love that book.
I do. And let me just mention, TK, thank you so much. I have this book. It is awesome. I was so excited. I didn't know what she was bringing me. I completely forgot about that because it has been so long, but thank you. I absolutely love it and I will cherish it forever. That was so sweet.
TK, I wasn't excited at all because I didn't get one. FYI.
Oh, we're going to have to give something to Steve next time. Oh, and by the way, how much is a table to the Valentine's Day part, the Valentine's Gala?
It is for until the end of August. It's $1,000.
Okay,
but,
put me down for a table.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
I was almost say Congresswoman Berkley.
I know.
Because when I met you, you were a Congresswoman.
Yeah.
Back in 2004.
Is that when you first got to town?
Yeah. No. Is that when I got to town in 95? That's when I took over veterans. Well, starting to get involved in veterans and politics.
Okay. All right.
And
great.
you were, I think it was either you or Marilyn Kirkpatrick was one of the two first endorsements that I had the opportunity of doing on the Veterans and Politics umbrella.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And as you know, our relationship and our friendship has continued to grow through the years. And people, the same as somebody says, are you crazy to have a blue? I mean, are you crazy? Steve said, so I go, yeah, I love this guy. So we have come a long way, my friend.
Absolutely. With that Mayor Berkley, could you give us a bio, please?
Oh, my goodness gracious. My family came here in 1964. I was 13 years old. My father was a waiter in upstate New York, couldn't make a living. So one night he put my sister and I and the dog in the back seat of our car, parents in the front seat. Everything we owned was in a U-Haul hooked up to the back bumper. Drove across country. This time of year, no air conditioning back then, because my dad had a letter of introduction to get a job as a waiter in Southern California. We get to Hoover Dam. There are signs. They're probably still there. Las Vegas, 30 miles. So my parents, who I thought were so old, they were 31 and 34 at the time, very old people. They wanted to see Vegas. This was such a big move for us. We never knew if we were coming back east, whatever. So we came to Vegas for the night. We never left. And
wow.
One of these days we're going to unpack the U-Haul because I think we're staying. And we made a life for ourselves in the middle of the desert. I hated it that first summer. I thought my parents took me to hell. It was really awful.
It feels like that sometimes.
It feels right now. It feels like hell. And then I started school, John C. Fremont Junior High School. Never looked back.
Is it still there?
It's renovated. We were there for my campaign kickoff.
Oh, was that the place?
That's John C. Fremont.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks better now than it did 50 years ago. When 60 years ago when I went to John C. Fremont. It's fully renovated. Looks terrific.
Okay.
Yeah, we really did. Very, very lucky. This town has been wonderful to me and my family. And that's why I like to give back to the community that's been so good to me. And that's why I love public service.
Could you tell the folks all the political seats that you had the pleasure of
Yes.
holding and what each seat meant to you and your accomplishments behind those seats?
Okay, I'll start. I was student body secretary of Valley High School, and then I went to UNLV. I'm the first person in my family to go to college. Neither one of my parents graduated high school. And so UNLV might as well have been Harvard for me. It was just, oh my God, I'm going to college. I was student body president at UNLV because somewhere between high school and college, I realized women can be bossy leaders.
Leaders, yep. Bossy.
Leaders.
Okay.
So I was student body secretary in high school, student body president at UNLV. And then I went to law school, came home, and I served in the Nevada State Assembly. I served on the University Board of Regents. And I loved every job I had. And then, of course, I was in Congress for 7 terms, lost the Senate seat, went to Toro for 9.5 years. And
She said the reason why you lost the Senate seat, but okay.
because I ran a lousy campaign is why I lost. One of the many reasons. And then when I had the opportunity to be mayor of your hometown, how does it get better than this? And these are the next 10 years, I think, are going to be transformative in the city. There's a lot going on. If you haven't been downtown lately, you got to go downtown. There's so much building going on. We're transforming the city. It's
That's
very
awesome.
exciting. I believe in 5 years, hopefully, we'll have an NBA team. I think we're going to have a world recognized soccer team. That soccer is hot right now. So we've got hockey. We've got the hockey, which if you would have told me when I was a kid that hockey would be the hottest ticket in town, I would have told you were out of your mind. It's the hottest ticket
Look
in
at the
town.
Jamaican bobsledding. And there's no
Yeah,
snow in
yes,
Jamaica.
isn't that incredible? So we got the Raiders, we got the Golden Knights, we've got the Aces. We're going to get the A's, and then I think we get an NBA franchise.
Yeah.
We're good.
We'll be set.
Very exciting.
Well, I think your campaign and the votes that you received and the support that you have is just reflects all of the hard work, and people appreciate everything that you have done.
You know, I say this a lot and there's truth to it. I've been around so long that people that didn't like me now because they can't remember why they didn't like me. And so
and now you're nonpartisan.
And that's been a blessing.
Yeah,
I don't want to do partisan politics. I want to do my damn job. And that's all I want to do. And so doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat, we try to keep it really on the up and up at the city council and just do your job and do what's the best for the city.
Yeah. I think that runs through the council too, because some,
I agree.
you know, the Democrats that I know personally, I like them. I think that they do a good job, and they do a good job of taking care of the people and being in the middle and listening to everybody. So I think that some of them do a really good job at that.
I have to say, across the board, they work their wards. If you talk to any one of the city council people, ask them what's happening in their community, they will tell you. And they're there, they're engaged, especially now it's back to school time. So they're all, giving out the backpacks and the school supplies and everything else. I think that's really great.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, okay. I have a question. Now, this is a question from one of the Republicans out there. So, what is your, and you may or may not be able to answer this, but what is your opinion about election integrity, voter fraud? We've seen this stuff over the past few years and be an issue, voter ID, things like that.
Well, voter ID is a done deal. So that's fine.
Do you think that's good?
I had no problem with it. And I know that a lot of Democrats are opposed to it, and there are valid reasons to be opposed. But I think the voter integrity probably trumps any of the issues. So I don't have a problem with voter ID, and it exists, and we all have on the driver's license. I think that's okay. We want to keep our elections fair and free. And I do think in Nevada we do a good job in that. Now there may be instances where people will challenge that, but by and large, I think we're okay. We're okay here in Nevada.
How about the voter rolls? Do you think they need to clean up the voter rolls when
to be purged?
People get multiple ballots at one address?
They die. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're still getting ballots.
Look, I think the Secretary of State has to do everything he can to ensure that people have confidence. That is bedrock democracy, is that our elections are free and fair. If you undermine that, then you have no democracy. So I think that's very, very important to ensure the integrity of our ability to vote and vote for the people we want to get elected. It doesn't mean that the person you choose is always going to get elected. Obviously not. But the reality is, if I feel okay and I know that it was a free and fair election, I could live with the results.
Yeah.
Whatever they are.
Okay.
Are you the first member to attend college in your family?
Yeah.
So what message would you, because you were on the higher education.
I was on the Board of Regents, yeah.
What message do you have to the young people that are going through college or just about to enter college? What would you say to them?
I look, in my family, and remember, I'm second generation American, so education was very important. Neither one of my parents graduated high school because they had to go to work in order to support their brothers, sisters, and widowed mothers, because both of them had widowed mothers. It didn't matter in my family if you were pretty or popular. Obviously, I was both, but that's quite beside the point. So it didn't matter. It mattered that you got good grades in school so you could make something of yourself. And my mother was tough. I mean, it was, you came home, you did your homework, or you die. You have a choice. It was very fair about it. And so I credit my mother, who I was so tough, on the woman I am today. She was very strict, made sure we did everything that we were supposed to do right. And I think I'm reaping the benefits of that family. But yes, I am the first one in my family. And I would say, look, I know college isn't for everybody. And we've got a robust trade unions in this community. We have construction going on like crazy. That may be a better path for you as an individual. But if you're inclined to go to college and get a degree, you should do it. You should stay in school. Those are going to be the best years of your life. So stay in school as much as you can.
But not when you pay a DJ $150,000 a night to spin records.
Yeah, and if I knew how to do that. Look, well, wait a minute. Steve,
the wrong business.
a few years ago, what was the hottest job on the Strip? Valet parking. Good luck on that now.
Yeah, they messed that up.
I had a fellow mayor from Salem, Oregon in town, and we took she and her husband out for dinner. We took them to the Bellagio. $40 and a tip. Yet last week, Saturday, I was with Ron in the car, and we didn't stop in Valet, but we drove across Valet, $70 to park.
Oh
70.
You ain't gonna get no tip.
Wow.
That is a heck of a lot of money. And now people are saying Las Vegas isn't the value it once was. They're getting nickeled and dimed. $70 to park your car, that's not nickeled and dimed. That's some serious money.
That's way too much.
I all of a sudden, the $40 that I was complaining about didn't seem so bad to me.
Everything is too expensive. I mean, the drinks are what, $20, $30 down there, and the food and all that is just
my son Sam works at Southern Wine and Spirits. They're feeling it because if somebody is paying $20, $25. I was at a nightclub about a year ago.
Really?
Yes.
Which one?
I don't want to say the name, but
what day of the week was it?
There was an event there, but after the first drink, you got to buy your own. I understand that. I ordered a bottle of water, $25.
Where were you at?
God.
On the Strip.
Must have been in one of the big casinos. Wow.
Oh my God. I kind of lost my appetite for the water. I know, but I drank the whole thing for $25. Yeah.
So your predecessors before you, Oscar, Caroline, I believe even Jan Jones, tackling homeless issues in Las Vegas. And we still have homeless issues in Las Vegas.
What's your
plan?
One issue.
What's your plan for that?
I'm going to answer this in multiple ways. Number one, I don't think any human being should be living on the streets. It's not healthy. It is not only healthy, it's dangerous. It is just not a place for human beings. I also have issues on my small businesses. If you go down in the arts district, there's a million new restaurants, a million new boutique places. They're calling me and saying, Shelley, because I know them, some of them have their life savings in their business. Customers can't get into my store because there's a homeless person sleeping on the sidewalk. That is unacceptable. And then I've got my bigger businesses, the hotels on Fremont Street. They're dealing with the issue too. So we're going to have to do something to resolve it. The city has spent a fortune. Now, I'm not foolish enough to think that we're going to get everybody off the street. That's not going to happen. But
some of them want to be on the street. Some of them
more than some. Look, there's a lot of mental health challenges. And there's a lot of addiction challenges. If you're not addicted before you get on the street, you're going to be addicted soon after. The city is spending a fortune on homeless services, and the problem is getting worse. I drove down Las Vegas Boulevard North a couple of weeks ago by Catholic Charities, and little tent after tent after tent on the sidewalk. And I said, what are we doing? This is not sustainable. We can't do this. So I'm looking into the courtyard. What can we do to make it better? It was never supposed to be a homeless shelter. It is a resource center where homeless come and they get the resources they need. But we have to do better than this. We have to do better than this. The Campus for Hope, I know there's some people in the neighborhood that don't want it there. I don't think they understand this is a fully contained campus. You don't come and go and drop in and drop out. You have to be accepted into the program. 900 beds. It's wraparound services, mental health therapy, addiction therapy, job training. You are there for a year. And when you are done, when you graduate, you have a job, you have transitional housing, and you're able to take care of you and your family. That's 900 beds. I like that. I have a friend, and you'll be very interested in this, and I'm having dinner with him tomorrow night, actually. He has funding.
What's his name?
Jeff Pink, P-I-N-K. He doesn't live here. There's a family used to, like 2 generations ago, I think his grandparents lived here. And I remembered the name when he called me, I'm Jeff Pink. Oh, how can you forget Pink? I mean, that's a very unusual name, last name. He has funding to build a 400-bed facility for homeless veterans. Again, the wraparound services. So many of our vets never came home, and they've got serious PTSD issues. And I dealt with veterans when I was in Congress. Huge.
A lot of undiagnosed.
Have you partnered with Dr. Arnold Stark, because he does that?
Oh, I know Arnie very, very well. We keep in touch. We're gonna right now. The city is working with Jeff to find land to build his facility. And again, it's always the NIMBY, not in my backyard. So everybody wants to tackle the homeless issue. They just don't want it near them. Right. And, trying to explain this is not the courtyard where people are coming in and out and it's a low barrier. This is, you have to qualify. You have to be accepted into the program, and they mean business. And so that would be another 400 people.
And we could use 10 of those 900-bed buildings.
So much, well, easily. Maybe not 10, but we need a lot. Yeah. And again, the anti-camping ban. I wasn't in office yet, but I was very supportive of it. But when you take a step back, it's you get warned the first time. Then you get fined. Well, they're homeless. They don't have any money for a fine. And then the third time, they go to jail for 10 days.
Some of them want to go to jail.
Yeah, it's a better life. But you come back out, and where do you go? Back on the same street corner.
It's a revolving
and
door.
That's not, and we don't have the facilities, and we don't have the money right now to build a secondary, homeless shelter. More than a shelter. When I think a shelter, I think people are just hanging out and getting out of the rain. That's not what I have in mind. Yeah. We've got to get people off the streets, and the only way you can get them off the streets is if you deal with their mental health issues, if you deal with their addiction issues, and if you make sure they can hold down a job. People say, oh, you got to give them housing for how why would you give somebody housing when they don't know what planet they're on? That doesn't make sense to me either.
Yeah.
So this is a very complex issue, and we're going to address it. I started meeting. This is something you might be interested in. I started meeting with all the shelters. They never met together, and they're all doing God's work. The Rescue Mission, Vegas Stronger, Catholic Charities, Shade Tree. If they could get out of that area, they would be thrilled. But that's where they are. That's where they're located. So I brought all the facilities together. The Salvation Army, tell me what you do. What can we do better? How can we help you? How can we get people off the streets? So we've done 2 meetings in the mayor's office with all the shelter providers, and hopefully we're going to be able to come up with some solutions that we could really make a difference. Again, not foolish enough to think we can get everybody off the streets, but right now we're going in the wrong direction. We got to go back in the right direction, because this is a tourist town, and we cannot provide a bad environment where people say, the economy is weak enough right now, soft enough. I'm not ever going back to Vegas because they have a homeless issue. No, don't want to do that.
There's also West Care too.
West Care,
Yeah.
and they're in the middle of building. Again,
And
doing
they deal
God's
with the drug
work.
addiction.
Yes. And it's amazing to me, and I don't know why, I'm not surprised, but it is shocking how many people are addicted. I mean, it's just like, it's an epidemic. It's a way of life. And we need to do something about that. Some people can handle it, hold down a job, have a family. Unfortunately, the homeless people they're the ones that can't. And it's not, and you're not only talking about, everybody's on the streets for a different reason. There's not a one size fits all, but, I have a few people that I know personally that their kids are on the street. They have serious mental health issues, and they just are no longer part of their family, and they're living on the streets. It's the biggest heartbreak that those parents have, and these are good families. There's such a thing, good family, bad family, but these kids had every advantage in the world.
Yeah.
And that's the direction they went.
So I'm bouncing around a little bit. Okay?
No.
And one of the other problems is the graffiti problem. And former Mayor Oscar Goodman had a plan for that. I'm sure your plan is not that barbaric.
What did you want to do?
Cut off their thumbs.
Oh my gosh.
I think he was joking, though.
I suspect it was.
But people will take him seriously.
I don't think, you're absolutely right. I don't think maybe eventually he kind of picked up on the power of his words. And it took me a long time to realize it too. I would say something jokingly, and because of my position, people took it seriously. And I've learned from that. People are going to listen. They're going to hear what you say. Even if you don't mean it that way, it may be misconstrued. So I just make sure I'm trying to always say the right thing, do the right thing, not censoring myself, but just making sure that I'm leaving the impression that I wish to leave positive, instead of, saying something that people will misconstrue.
People are very touchy these days.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, they are.
Graffiti.
Oh yes, I have no plan. I'm sorry. I'll call Oscar.
Have fun, everybody.
You'll call Oscar?
Other than cutting off their thumbs, you got another suggestion for me? And let's see what he says.
No, he was talking about cutting their thumbs off, but I think that was more of a jokingly way. I was figuring that you had a plan for the graffiti problem, because I know in Knudsen's ward, there's graffiti problem.
Oh, well, in
fact, in
Pretty
Centennial
much everywhere.
Hills, there's graffiti problem.
District F.
Yeah.
Justin, get the paint sprayers out there.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny. No, I have no plan. I'm sorry. I'll look into it.
Please look into that plan. Go ahead, Ms. Phillips.
I was wondering about about ICE coming into Las Vegas, into our state, arresting illegals and all of that. Have you had to deal with issues here in Vegas?
This is a very, very complex issue. And I think I mentioned to you, I was the speaker at Hispanics in Politics.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I have been very forceful in stating that Las Vegas is not a sanctuary city.
Mhm.
That's not an opinion of mine. That is a fact. The city council has never voted in all the years they've been in existence. They've never voted to become a sanctuary city, so we aren't.
Can you say that one more time for the people in the back of the room?
Yeah.
Right, because some people not you. The people
not that person.
in
that
the
person.
audience, some people don't believe that, and the governor came out, and no matter how many times, but please repeat.
Okay,
that.
the city of Las Vegas is not a sanctuary city.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not quite sure what that means other than a nebulous idea, but I knew that we weren't. So when we were first put on the list, I was forceful. The sheriff was forceful. The governor was forceful, and they took down the list. So I breathed a sigh of relief. And then I think last week, the state of Nevada is now on a sanctuary state list.
Mhm.
What is that? What is the criteria? So anyway, I think we need to handle our own issues. Now, Metro and ICE are separate. Metro does their job. ICE does their job. And it's very important that Metro has enough on their plate without doing the Fed's job. Feds are now very adequately funded after the big, beautiful bill. So there's plenty of money there for ICE to do its job.
Do
So
they coordinate together so they don't step on toes?
I suspect so. You'd have to talk to the sheriff, but I know that this is very important to him. I don't want the National Guard walking down Fremont Street.
Yep.
I don't want the Marines. I don't like what's happened in LA, and we cannot have that here. So we do our job. We signed up, not we, the sheriff signed an agreement. I don't remember the numbers of it, whatever it's called, that we retain, not we meaning me, but if you are arrested and you aren't properly documented, that we will keep you in custody for 72 hours, notify ICE. If ICE picks up this person before the 72-hour hold is over, then they take them. If they don't take them, then it's 72 hours they're released. And it's up to ICE to do its job. And so, we'll see. I just want to make sure that Las Vegas is protected. We have hundreds of millions of dollars worth of federal grants that pay for every social program, Meals on Wheels, after school programs, things like that are critical for many people in this community. I don't want to risk losing that. And I don't want to see the Marines walking down Las Vegas Boulevard. So we're going to do what we have to do legally.
Unless it's Veterans Day.
Oh, well, that's important.
Unless it's this Marine. But,
especially not this Marine.
Yeah. But let me just say, though, you as mayor versus Karen Bass as mayor in LA, and having our sheriff, Kevin McMahill, here, you guys would never let the situation get out of control like the mayor of Los Angeles. So she kind of invited that because they weren't doing what they should have been doing from a law enforcement standpoint. In my opinion, it got completely out of control. Like the BLM riots and all this stuff. I don't think that would happen here because you guys would be on it very quickly because we have to protect the tourism industry, and our people, our community. So
and look, right now, as we talked about earlier, our economy is soft. The last thing we need to do is make it softer. And so I'm very committed to doing what's right for the people that call Las Vegas home and for the city of Las Vegas, because I have a responsibility to make sure that the trains run on time.
Oh,
go ahead.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Public safety. Before we get to public safety, what boards do you actually sit on besides being the mayor of Las Vegas?
Okay. Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. I had our monthly meeting yesterday. Regional Transportation Commission. I have that meeting is tomorrow morning. The flood control. committee, and I'm on that, and that precedes the Regional Transportation Commission meeting. So I start my day tomorrow very early at flood control, and then we roll into transportation. Those are the committees that I'm on, other than being mayor, which is a full-time job.
I figured you want to sit on the Fiscal Affairs Committee.
Why? Why? I went to law
You can
school.
control the budget.
Oh my God, I
She
control the
doesn't want to work
budget.
that hard.
Yeah,
That would
no. Look, we have.
Who sits on that one? By the
Oh
way?
my God, I don't know off the top of my head. I made the appointments, but I don't remember. Look, I have to say that the city of Las Vegas is. I inherited a well-run city. Yes, everything can always be better, but I have to say and give credit where credit is due. I walked into a pretty good situation. I mean, Badlands was not good. A few other
No.
things not good
Yeah.
at all.
That's
But
been taken care of, right?
yeah, it is put to bed.
Okay.
Put to bed.
Beautiful. It should have been put to bed like
9 years ago. Yeah,
the taxpayers are going to be taking
Oh.
care of that.
$600 million.
Do you still have a hiring freeze over at the city?
It's a soft hiring freeze. If it's
Yeah.
an essential job that must be filled, obviously we're going to fill it. But if it's something that can be deferred until we're a little healthier, I mean, we had the 600 million. Now, 350 million came from Lennar because they purchased the property, the golf course. And then when we sold Cashman, the 36 million went to satisfying the judgment also. The rest the city was responsible for. And so we have satisfied our responsibility under the law, and you could move forward. If we hadn't settled that, we'd still be in the middle of litigation for what? With outside counsel that was costing a fortune.
Right.
So that needed to be put to bed. And I think when I came in, I think people needed somebody to push them in that direction. And the very first meeting that I chaired, it was a unanimous 7-0 vote to finish the Badlands issue. So I think everybody had just boxed themselves silly and they were done. And so luckily we took care of that. That was important. Got rid of Cashman, which has been an albatross around the city's neck for many, many years. And so we just moved forward. And in addition to that, the PERS system, which is the state retirement system, all city employees are a part of the PERS system. They assessed the city an extra $9 million this year. That was not expected. And our sales tax is down by 5%. So we're not flush with money. So you do what you can do, put some things that are non-essential on hold. You don't fill some positions that are not essential. And you just wait for better times, and better times will be here. But right now, it's a little tight. We acknowledge it. Even look, when I got to the mayor's office, first of all, the office is beautiful. And they told me I had a furniture budget. And I walked in, and Carolyn had left everything exact. I said, I don't need the budget. I'm not spending a penny of taxpayers' money when this is perfect, better than adequate. It's a beautiful office, and that furniture is gently used. So we've got no new furniture in the mayor's office, but it looks just fine the way it is. Then they asked me if I wanted to change the carpet. I looked around, I go, no. Carpet looks good. So it looks better than my carpet at home. So I said, no, carpet is fine. Everything is good. Let's just do business.
Mayor Berkley.
Oh, yes, Steve.
Sorry, did you have something?
Oh.
No, go ahead. I was going to ask.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We spoke to many people about the water problem, and everybody's saying that there's not a water problem. And then we talk about responsible growth because we're still building, but yet the Lake Mead keeps going down.
It's a pretty big
down.
bathtub ring.
I know, and they found bodies there. down.
They found towns there. Whole towns are being exposed now.
So what's your
Okay. I think the Southern Nevada Water Authority does a very good job under very dire circumstances. We're in the middle of the desert. We've had unprecedented growth for decades. They work with a number of other countries across the globe, including the Israelis, who are in the same desert environment and have learned to manage their water resources responsibly. So the Southern Nevada Water Authority has incorporated all of those things. We have good conservation measures. I've got the greenest lawn in my neighborhood, and it's not real, but it's very green.
It's not real.
My no.
I love the synthetic grass.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it looks
great.
But it gets
beautiful.
hot.
What am I laying on?
Well, you're
it?
not out there walking on
I have
it.
a dog that wants to come hang out.
Oh, well, stay in the house. So anyway, right now we are building and planning for the future. If we run out of water, then we stop building. But right now we're okay. I think we're okay for at least another decade. But you need to be very aware that we are in the desert and water is a very rare commodity.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, of course. You can.
Wards, I believe 4
Okay.
and 6
Yeah.
has horse property.
Yes.
And on that horse property, there are wells
Yes.
that they also have septic.
Mm-hmm.
So they're putting all their water in leach fields. Why don't the city partner with them to kind of have them hooked up to the sewer system? That way you could get
A lot of them don't want to be hooked up.
because they gotta pay. They said they talk about this. Oh, it's an 85% deal, and you pay 15%, but you got to pay your 15% up front. And some homeowners that live in those horse properties don't have the 50. I don't even want to put the 15% up front. If the city would just come and say, okay, we'll hook you up for free, no money down. We just want your wastewater. And there you go.
You know what? I'm going to get back to you because you and I have some very good conversations and you have made some great suggestions, as you recall, that the city incorporated. And I appreciated that very, very much. Let me look into this because I don't know enough about it to give you a definitive answer. And I would just be, BSing you right now.
Look, just a quick overview. So we have wells. Some
Yes.
wells are hooked up to 3 or 4, one house.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have septic. And then we have this leach field. And so we use the water from the well.
Mm-hmm.
It goes into the septic and the overflow goes into the leach field. It doesn't go into the Las Vegas sewer. So you guys don't get that water at all. So if you was to hook up for free without causing anything to the homeowner,
Let
hook
me
right
find
up to
out.
the sewer,
I have absolutely
and you get
no idea.
all their used well water, and it will cost you nothing except for the hookup.
Let me find out about it and I will let you know.
Because I've been pushing that issues for a couple of years now.
No, you never told me.
I know, first time.
I know.
So
So
I just-
let me look at it. And if there's a compelling reason, great. If there's a reason not to, I'll share it with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms.
And
Phillips.
I just want to go back to that. When you implemented that, the judicial process of appointing, that, and I just want to say to the people too, that it does make a difference when you go down and testify in front of the council, because you guys do listen. We also testified not only on that judicial selection
The parking.
process, but
That
the
was
handicap
big.
parking.
Yes.
And I just want to say to everybody that the city did put 2 designated handicap parking spots across from Muni Court there. And
Exactly
we
right.
thank
Got
you
rid of the
for
taco truck.
Yeah. And that was the
Yeah.
thing that got it for me is,
that guy should be over on Clark or, down the street.
Actually, one of these days I'm going to try it. But when when you're telling me about the handicap parking, and I said, look, they don't allow any parking on that street. And then you said, yeah, but there's a taco truck there. And I said, well,
On Thursday, so everybody could congregate together and socialize.
It was when you told
And no
me
one's
that,
out there at all.
when the
Thousands.
That's
of
when I thought, I
employees.
said, wait a minute, if we're so worried about safety, you're going to have a taco truck, but not handicap parking places for people that need handicap. So you did a great service for your fellow citizen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had help over there.
And she was very good. Yes.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
I
Go
went
ahead,
over
Ms.
my
Phillips.
time, but you know.
Okay.
I
We've become
didn't-
more strict about it.
the over at the county, you get 3 minutes on both public speaking
Yeah,
times,
the
but on
beginning and
yours,
the end too.
yeah, yours is 2, but then it's 3. Is it 2 and 2 or 2 and?
It's whatever the mayor
3.
wants it to be. And
Oh, because
so
I mean, we could talk for like
We're
5,
gonna
10
hold up a
minutes.
sign saying 10 minutes.
Yeah, right. That's why we do 2, because everybody could talk for 10 minutes.
How about renewable energy? Is there a way that these new home developments and office developments, could you say if you want to build, you're going to have to put a solar on each rooftop?
They
or-
are very energy, homes that are being built now are very energy efficient. I'm a big believer in renewable energy. This does not mean that you say, well, you got to have one or the other. No, you have a mix. And I was the attorney 100 years ago for
Sure.
Southwest Gas Corporation.
And you was also the attorney for Wynn as well, right?
No.
Was it Wynn or was it Sheldon?
It was Sheldon.
It was Sheldon.
I know. Yeah.
Yes. God rest his soul.
Yeah, God rest his soul. Anyway, I believe in a mix of energy. We need it. So I don't think we should be reliant on fossil fuel. It's not good. I mean, it's not good out there. But on the other, and I would like to see, and this is something I disagree with Congress on that recent bill, that the big beautiful bill. They cut a lot of the funding for solar, wind, geothermal. All of that is good for Nevada because we have an abundance of sun, wind, and geothermal. So I didn't like seeing that because and people now, after all these years, we've got a lot of workers that are trained on solar. They know how to do this, and they're going to be losing their jobs. And I think that is very unfortunate and short-sighted.
Could you give the folks and let them know the boundary lines for the city of Las Vegas? Because I have a question.
That's a good question. Yet nobody knows where the boundary lines are.
There's some that overlap with the county, and
Well, there are
some people take advantage of that.
There are county islands in the city.
Yeah.
So
I live on a county island.
you're a
discovered-
county island.
I'm surrounded by Ward 6.
Yeah, and we pay. The city pays for your. If God forbid anything happens, the city will be the one that responds to you, not the county.
I know.
So we have a lot of. Not a lot. I don't want to overstate. There are
Maryland
county
doesn't want to let
islands.
me go, by the way.
Oh, I don't blame you. I know. I could
should
understand
annex
that.
those in.
Oh,
to the city.
I'd like to annex the strip also, but it's not happening.
So the boundary lines,
Oh,
Madam Mayor.
okay. If you're, let's say, it depends on where you are. If you are on the Las Vegas Strip, the Sahara Hotel, so one side of Sahara is county. That's the Strip.
The south side of
Yep. North side
yeah.
is city.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go down until you hit North Las Vegas.
Mhm.
You go further up and you kind of shimmy around a little
Mhm.
bit up around Summerlin, and there's a lot of, and then you start
You
heading.
got Red Rock?
No,
Oh.
don't have Red Rock.
Okay.
It
I know,
stops at Durango and then kind of Wallapai a little
Then
bit
it
and then back
goes-
down.
Yeah, it
and
goes
then-
back up. So it's we are the city, and this is an issue when it comes to housing. We are landlocked. We're running out of land. And we are very anxious. Obviously, we're going to have to start building up because we need housing in this
North
community.
Las Vegas is building on both sides of that 215 like crazy.
Like crazy.
Mhm.
Look, a few years ago, North Las Vegas was almost bankrupt. So I tip my
Carolyn
hat to
wanted
them.
North Las Vegas, by the way.
She wanted it.
Oh, yeah.
What would you do?
She wanted to make a part of Las Vegas.
Oh my God! How about this? How about the
and all the
county?
land up to the mountains.
Oh my gosh! Well, how about leave Las Vegas alone, and then don't change the name of the county to Las Vegas County,
No.
and let North Las Vegas do their thing. Vegas will do our thing, and the county can do its thing. And if we all get along and work together, and I'll give you
All those D's and R's better work together.
yeah, and you're right. And with municipal government,
Instead of
it
fighting all
works.
the time, they spend more time fighting
Not
each
anymore.
other
No.
than. No, I'm not talking about the city council. I'm talking about
No, I am
in
too.
Washington D.C.
Please.
Yeah, they spend more
It's
time
beyond.
fighting each other than. I mean, you were in Washington for many years.
Yes, and I'm glad I'm home now.
Fighting each
Thank
other
God.
than getting the stuff done.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Like legalize marijuana.
I
federally.
was going to tell. Well, the bank. I mean, honestly, ridiculous. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. I don't remember. To ask me another question.
Oh, we're talking about the boundary lines in the city of Las Vegas, and then I also wanted to know if you know what casinos are in. I know the whole of Fremont Street.
Yeah.
What other casinos are in the city of Las Vegas?
Well, Stratosphere.
Stratosphere.
Yes, that's on our south side.
You got Santa Fe as well.
Yeah. But it's not the main. The main area is Fremont Street, and that's where the bulk of and people are going down there now because the strip is getting so expensive. So we are welcoming people to downtown Las Vegas. They can have a lot of fun. It's less expensive for a room, less expensive for food and drinks. So this is a good value right now, and it's in downtown Las Vegas. Plaza is not considered part of Fremont Street. Even though it's right across the street on number 1 Main Street, but they're doing great. Everybody is doing great. So I'm very happy about that.
What's your relationship with the casino bosses? What's the city?
Good.
Strike that. What's the city of Las Vegas relationship?
Good. I'm a former gaming person. And so I know the business. I was in gaming for 9 years as Sheldon's attorney. And so I appreciate the importance of the industry to our state. And I think that the casino, first of all, I worked with many of them. Many of the people I worked with are now retired. But the ones that are still there, I can pick up the phone and talk to anybody. And I think we have a very good relationship.
That's one unique thing that I told people about you. You could pick up the phone and talk to anybody.
Just about. And I like that a lot. I think it just makes me feel good. And I think, again, I've been around so long that people just know me well enough to know that I'm going to deal fair with them. I haven't got much of an ego, and I just do my job. And I think people appreciate that. I mean, this isn't a lifetime appointment. I'm working for the public.
No, it's not because you got elected.
Yes, indeed.
And you probably will again.
Well,
if you choose to run again.
If I choose to run, I think should be pretty good. I know I'm enjoying the extended honeymoon right now.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. And it's just great. It's a great job. It's the best job I've ever had. And I've had lots of them, but it's fun. It's rewarding. It's purposeful. And I just love every minute of it. I look forward to going to work in the morning.
Had you won that Senate
I'd be
seat
miserable right now.
Where would you be today? Would you still be? Would you run again? Would you still be in the Senate?
Once you get it's just even the title alone you want to have. So I probably, had I won, and let me say this, bearing my soul, it was probably, I was heartbroken, but I have to tell you, someone was watching out for me.
You're thankful.
It's a blessing.
Best thing that could have happened to me. I would have been in DC in the minority party, very frustrated. I think both sides are frustrated now. You're not getting anything done.
Yeah.
What a waste of time and energy. As well-meaning as you might be, you're not doing anything and you're going back and forth and you're away from your family. Which the toughest part of the job, quite honestly, it sounds silly, was to travel back and forth. I came home every weekend for 14 years, every weekend.
Do you know Mata Amaya, the Congresswoman of Samoa?
No, I don't.
Yeah, she goes.
A lot of people are.
She says
not
she stays
there
in
anymore.
D.C. No, she's still there.
No, I'm saying she didn't serve with me, and
Amada Radawagan.
Radawagan.
No.
I think she was there when you were there.
I don't think so. I would know that name.
Yeah.
No. And I think I actually knew the woman that was the congressperson from that area. And I'm sure that was not her name.
She took his place.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I thought you would know her because she goes back and forth to the American Samoa all
It's
the time.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough. It's not a great life, and you don't realize it until you're not doing it anymore. But having lost that election, I had 9.5 years at Toro, which were remarkable. Helped me to educate the next generation of healthcare providers for the state. Very, very fulfilling. And then I realized they wanted me to renew my contract for another 3 years. I said, you know what? Why don't I be smart for a change and go out when everyone loved me? Things were great. The school's doing terrific. We've got money. We've got accreditation. Everything is smooth. I'm leaving. Goodbye. And so I did a 1-year contract to have a smooth transition to the next leadership. And then I started thinking, well, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? And what do I love the most? I love public service. And decided I never want to go back to D.C., didn't want to go up to Carson City. What can I do here? Mayor.
And you're perfect for it.
It turned out to be a wonderful opportunity for me. And thank you very much. I think you were one of the first people I spoke to about it.
The city jail.
We're talking, are we going to jail or are we talking about jail?
I'm moving all over the
How
place.
long is this interview, for heaven's sakes?
We got a few more minutes.
We're going to close it down soon.
She's like, I want to get the heck out of
Like,
here.
what's he going to ask me next?
No, the city jail. Have you visited the Las Vegas?
Yes, I did actually.
Okay.
There was a renovation,
Okay.
and of course, it was about a month ago, I think. So it's 110 degrees.
How long is this interview?
Yeah, I'm just
She's like, I need to get out of here.
I'm just asking. So anyway, so I went to take a tour of the renovations, and yeah.
Okay. If you weren't involved in politics, what do you think you'd be doing?
I'd still be at Toro.
No, if you weren't involved in politics at all.
Toro's a university.
Okay.
I'm 74 now, and
you think you would have been a judge today? Because
I never wanted to be a judge.
Really?
I never
You'd
wanted.
make a great judge.
I don't think so.
Really?
And I'll tell you.
Tell me why.
I'll tell you. I got it after I lost the Senate race. This is something nobody knows this. So we're breaking news. Oh my God. So I get a call from Senator Reid. He was at his zenith at that time, and he said, "How'd you like to be a federal judge?" I said, I don't think so. And he said, I could get you an appointment. I said, I just don't have the temperament to be a judge. And he stopped. He said, "This is the first time you ever said you didn't want to do something." I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's not." I said, I like executive positions. I like legislative positions. I don't like judicial.
Probably be like Judge Judy.
Oh, that
out
is
of my
probably
courtroom.
exactly.
Just thinking that.
You're stupid.
Could I say it nicer?
That's how she said it.
Just get the message out.
It's not. Judge is not for me. That's not for me.
I'm glad that you said your age, because I heard that so much from people out there mentioning your age. And I said, you must not know this woman, because they thought that would be a problem. And I said, this woman is so energetic. You're at everything. You're everywhere all the time. You're like the Energizer Bunny. And you have more energy than a lot of candidates out there that I see
Half
that
my
are
age.
20 years your junior.
Oh, yeah.
So
I've just been blessed with good energy and good health.
You drink Red Bull?
Uh-huh.
You drink Red Bull?
No, I don't drink Red Bull. I'm on a natural high, Steve, please. Anyway, so I am very blessed that way. And I love what I do. So if you love what you do, it gives you the energy that you need. And I think because that was rampant when I first started running.
it was terrible.
All over
I thought
the
it was
place.
disrespectful.
And Donald Trump is way older than you.
Yeah.
Well, not way, but he's older.
He's older.
So I just, and that's why I worked so hard during the campaign, because I needed to prove that I could do this job. And I knew there were naysayers. And so you just double your efforts and you work twice as hard as anyone else. And it took that to win this race. There were 15 people in the primary. And so it was,
I don't even know why half of them was in the primary.
And half of them I never saw, other than on occasion they would show up to something. And I thought, I wonder why you put your name on
I don't
the ballot.
understand why people run for a position which they know, one, they don't have the education for it. They don't have the wherewithal for it. They don't have the finance for it. And they know they can't win. Why do they do
Or
it?
they don't
Steve.
campaign. They don't
That's it.
campaign.
Why
It's
do they
amazing
do
how
it?
many I saw.
You know, I have to tell you, I'm going to disagree with you. What a shock! On,
What a shock.
I think everybody. Let me not overstate. I think a vast majority of candidates believe in their heart that they can win. I was calling before the primary was over, so like a couple of days before, because I got friendly with a number of the candidates, and I called them just to tell them, it's been a pleasure, being against you in the primary and blah blah blah. And a number of them that I spoke to said, well, it's not over yet. I could still pull this out. And I thought, and these were the people that were getting at the end of when the election results came out, 2%, 4%, 3%. But before that election, you have to have that in your head if you're going to put yourself through all of this. I can win. Maybe I can win this. And I find that more often than not. And then also, and I know you guys are very involved with the judge candidates. Some of the judges just they were names on the ballot, and because they were female, they won.
I know.
And that was astonishing against very seasoned judges and very good judges.
Mm-hmm.
And they just put their name on the ballot, never showed up, never raised money, and they won the election.
It's amazing.
Only in America, Don King.
Only in America.
Amazing how many female judges we have.
Yes.
But we have a
yes.
lot of good ones too.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. I'm proud of all of them.
We supported
Great.
many of them.
Do you have anything else for Mayor Berkley?
No, I think that's it. I just want to see if you want to announce you're running again.
When his term's up.
We could pre-announce.
I've only been in office
I-
for 8 months.
I would like her son, Max Berkley, to run
Max
for judge.
would, now Max
Come on,
would
Max.
make a great judge.
Yeah.
Max,
See?
He would,
yeah,
yeah.
Max would
Max,
be a
you
great
need
judge.
to run.
I
You
know.
need to run, Max.
In his time, right now they have a 4-year-old and a
Oh,
3-year-old.
they could do it. Look at you.
Well, I know, but I had a husband supporting me all these times. That Max kind of is a breadwinner.
Max could do it. Max, you could do it, bro.
In his time, he will. And I know Max has a very good feel for himself and, what he's capable of doing. He would have made a great judge. There's no doubt about it. Nothing against his opponent. I'm sure she's doing a fine job. But Max would be, he just has that incredible temperament.
He's monotone.
Even,
Yes.
never gets ruffled,
No.
never gets angry,
No.
never anything. He just.
And that's one of the things I like
just
about
does. I know. He's just, he's a lovely fellow.
that tells me a lot about people when, you work, quote unquote, work against them, but yet they'll still say, you know what, that's just how it is. And, maybe I could get it next time. And that's how it is. And I like that.
Election night, when Max lost, he immediately called up his opponent and congratulated her. Next day, he went to work. That's it. I did it. I loved it. And he told me he had a wonderful time. He met wonderful people. You got to move on with your life. And he's a great kid.
Max, every single district court seat is up. This is a perfect time for you to run. And we'll love to run your campaign.
Yes.
Just to let you know.
Yeah, you can do a lot worse. Yes.
So, Mayor Berkley, Mark is going to zoom in on you.
Okay. Oh, then let me sit up and
you
look
can say
around.
whatever you want.
Okay.
Maybe give a
Oh.
point of contact, whatever you want to say.
Great. Okay. Am I ready now to say? Okay. First of all, I want to thank both of these incredible people for hosting me today. We have a lot of fun together. We have a lot of laughs. They're really hardworking, good people, and I've grown to love them both. And thank you for listening. And if you have any problems, just call the mayor's office, and we're there to serve.
Well, thank you, Mayor Berkley.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Phillips. Folks, that's Mayor Berkley for the city of Las Vegas. And we hope that this show is very informative. We hope to see Mayor Berkley in the city hall for another 4 years after this 4 years is over. And please, if you guys hear this, reach out to her son, Max Berkley, and tell him that you would support him if he decides to run for district court judge. There are 56 seats available. So he has his picking. And if he doesn't do it now, he's going to have to wait another 6 more years. So let's do it now, Max. This is Steve Sampson, Stephanie Phillips with Veterans in Politics. Until next time.